We see lots of kids in the beginning part of the school year who seem to have suddenly developed a vision problem or who are struggling in school and really never struggled before. And so both of those can be traced back to has changed in curriculum and the demands of what they have to do with their vision as they get up to higher levels in school. The most dramatic one is usually third grade, where the amount of reading material increases pretty dramatically, and the number of words on the page increases. And also we describe that at this point in time the kids need to read in order to learn, where in kindergarten, first grade, and a lot of second grade they're really learning how to read. So there's not as much demand on their vision. They don't have to keep looking as long. They can pause with each word. Now they're expected to read fluently, go from line to line, and the print gets a lot smaller. So we see a lot of kids who say they're willing and happy to read if the book has big print, but when it has small print, then it freaks them out and they don't want to do it. In older children or even adults, it may be that they've been able to compensate for the problem in the past because they could have plenty of time to get things done. So, for instance, a child who maybe can read for 10 or 15 minutes at a time probably can get even into high school and be pretty successful if they don't have a really large reading load. So I've seen college students who said, well, I didn't really have to read in high school. So when they got to college, they suddenly were failing where they had been A or B students before. I had a medical student once who said he could read 1 hour a day and then he was just exhausted. So he was able to get all the way to medical school with just 1 hour a day of reading and obviously get very good grades. But in medical school he was just failing because an hour a day was not enough time. When a new school year starts, if your child seems to be struggling, there could be many reasons. So it could just be getting used to the new classroom, to new friends, the new teacher, just a new situation and a new kind of schedule. So of course you want to take a little time to see how things go. But if the child is struggling and hadn't before, then you should start asking questions about things like, is it the print size that is creating trouble? Or, do your eyes get tired when you read? Do you ever see the words move around on the page? Those would be things that often kids are not asked, but just have very easy answers to. After a few weeks have gone by, if your child is still struggling, then it certainly would be a time to start having conversations with the teacher to see what the teacher observes and find out if the teacher is noticing the same kind of things that you're noticing at home. Symptoms of a visual problem could be things like the child getting very close to the book when they're reading or when they're writing, moving in and out, covering an eye, closing an eye. Other symptoms would include short attention span, not being able to read for a very long period of time. If you see an older child taking a lot of breaks, so maybe they study a little bit and then go get a drink, study a little more, go play with the dog, study a little more, pick on their brother. Those kids, that kind of behavior would be suspicious for a vision problem and would be something that we'd want to look at.